God of War is one of the most powerful storytelling franchises in gaming history. It's not just about gods and monsters, it's about rage, redemption, and the price of being a father. Now, Amazon Studios is bringing Kratos to live action, and that means one thing: the stakes couldn't be higher. Because this isn't just another video game adaptation, this is freaking God of War. And if they get this wrong, it could ruin one of the most sacred stories in modern mythology. But if they get it right, this could be the next Game of Thrones, right? So today we're diving deep into what the God of War show needs to do right, from tone and lore to casting, story structure, and that father-son bond that defines Kratos and Atreus. Welcome to the Loreverse, and we are going to dive deep into this. So the first and most important thing the God of War show has to nail is tone, because God of War isn't just about action, it's about weight. The 2018 game redefined Kratos, turning him from a rage-fueled god killer into a broken man trying to be a father. The show needs to capture that. The quiet moments, the emotional silences, and the world that feels ancient and alive. Think of the way HBO's The Last of Us handled Joel and Ellie, right? The balance of heart, but also brutality. The God of War series needs that same grounded realism, not stylized fantasy, but myth treated as history. And the Norse world should feel cold, dangerous, and unforgiving, really a reflection of Kratos himself. Now, let's talk about Kratos while we're here. Casting Kratos isn't about finding a big guy with muscles and a beard. It's about finding someone who can carry pain. Kratos is one of the most emotionally complex characters in gaming. He's haunted by his past, the ghost of Sparta, the ashes of his family, the gods he's slaughtered, right? He's a man who's done everything wrong and is trying to finally do something right. And Christopher Judge's performance in the 2018 game set the gold standard. That mix of quiet power and buried sorrow. And that's what the live action actor has to bring, not just the rage of the ghost of Sparta, but the restraint of a man who's terrified of becoming that monster again. And if Amazon tries to make Kratos too talkative, too humanized, or too lighthearted, it's over immediately. Because Kratos speaks through his silence, he speaks through his presence. Every word should feel earned by Kratos. Now, Atreus. Atreus isn't just a sidekick, he's the soul of the story. Their relationship is what makes God of War truly mythic. The show has to build that slow bond, the distrust, the frustration, the moments of teaching, and the rare warmth that breaks through Kratos' walls. We need to see Kratos learn how to be a father, and Atreus learns what it means to be a god. And if the writers rush this, if they try to force it, right, it'll lose all its emotional weight. And we don't want a Dad of the Year Kratos in episode one. We want the journey, the broken man learning what it means to love again. And look, the world of God of War is more than just set dressing. It's a living mythology, from the frozen ruins of Midgard to the endless realms beyond the Bifrost. The world has to feel ancient, mysterious, and dangerous. And that means respecting the lore. Every creature, rune, and god should feel like it has a purpose. From Brock to Sindri's craftsmanship to Mimir's wisdom, the show has to balance the epic scale of Norse mythology with the intimate story of Kratos and Atreus. And they can't just make it Marvel Norse, right? This isn't Thor Ragnarok, right? It's myth through the lens of trauma, guilt, and redemption. And the tone should lean more Vikings than MCU, right? Like the kind of writing that lingers in your head after an episode ends. Another thing the show must get absolutely right is the gods, right? Because Baldur, right, in God of War 2018 was one of the most fascinating antagonists ever written. Because dude wasn't evil, he was just tragic. A man cursed by being invulnerable, unable to feel anything, even freaking pain. And that's what makes God of War so special, because even the villains are victims of divine cruelty, right? Odin, Freya, Thor. These aren't just gods, they're a reflection of Kratos' own struggles. And if the show can weave that complexity into its storytelling, we can get truly something legendary. Because the best part of God of War isn't just watching Kratos kill gods, it's watching him understand them and choose a different path than what they've chosen. But here's the fear, and we've seen this before: big studios adapting beloved games and missing the point. They focus on the spectacle, the brand, the violence, and forget the story, right? If Amazon turns God of War into a high budget action fest with one liners and epic moments, it'll fail. Because God of War isn't about cool moments, it's about a broken man trying to heal. But if they get it right, right? If they capture that spirit of myth and fatherhood, of gods and grief, then the God of War show could be something truly special. A story not about a man fighting monsters, but about a man trying to become one. And that's what the world needs to see. So, what do you think? Amazon pulled this off. Who should play Kratos, too? are starting the Norse story first. So boom, we already know where they're going to start. So let me know in the comments and make sure to like, subscribe for more lore, for more breakdowns and more theories, because this is only the beginning. But guys, hope you guys had a fun time hanging out with me, Lore. Have a great day, stay crispy, and peace out.